It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. I wanted to discuss another forum post. This time it's actually a Reddit post from r/deadbydaylightrage. And this was suggested from Unworthy Line 47. And it reads, CHOAS shuffle has been horrible as killer. And it says, like, I played both, but I haven't rage quit as much in years. Then, now with Chaos Shuffle, every time it's two survivors that gen rush to that loop, constantly very annoying. The only time I won was with hard tunneling, and I don't enjoy doing that constantly because I like being somewhat fair. But god, this time Chaos Shuffle is not it for me. It's just so horrible with killer. FYI, I think my MMR is pretty mid-high normally, so I'm not like a bad killer. Also, almost every survivor been toxic. The times I did play a survivor, I generally enjoyed it better. So yeah, I don't know. Now, like anybody who's been keeping up with me for a very long time already knows where I'm gonna go with this. And I've constantly said, even around when Chaos Shuffle had released, I said I freaking hate Chaos Shuffle with a burning passion. I hate it. I hate Chaos Shuffle. I've always hated Chaos Shuffle. And people like just absolutely like clapping their hands like seals every time it would pop up really was like weird for me, because I was like, what experience are you having, little seal person, you know, that I'm not? Because like I'm playing killer, and I'm like, I usually was playing Ghostface or another killer that I mained at the time, and I would constantly just get like really pointless perk combinations that provided no value to anything I'm doing with the character. And I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, and of course gen speed is still crazy, so I was like, well, regardless of what perks I'm getting, they're all literally useless. I'm going perkless. Then I'll look over, and then one has DS, one has sprint burst, and then one has deliverance, and one has something else, and I'm like, how did they get all these crazy perks? I'm like, why did I get Shattered Hope with no totems on the field? I will get freaking, I don't even know, like a brutal strength or something. Then the next perk could be hysteria or something, and then the last perk would be like, I don't even know, like septic touch, like pre-buff. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing with this nonsense? And the character I'm playing is like, what, like Ghostface or something like that? I'm like, what am I doing with this? Like, and for some reason people think that's fun, to like just walk in, have nothing, and then just get steamrolled because yes, I guess. And it's weird because a lot of survivor players will claim like, oh, like all the perks are useless, we only can use the meta. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure, but all your perks on their own are pretty good and don't really require much to actually activate those things. Like a lot of I like, believe it or not, like if you scroll through the perks, a majority of them are pretty good. Like, it's not like they're like this most pointless perks under the sun. Like, they actually have uses. You just need to, oh, I don't know, work with your teammates, like maybe, instead of being selfish, actually work as a team. Like, that's pretty much what it's for. Also, like when you look at killer perks, for example, like a lot of the perks are very niche, very specific scenarios. Like, okay, if the sun reflects off of this window a certain way while you're standing and looking up at the sky, then you might get 5% haste for 3 seconds, and then deactivates for 30 seconds. And you're like, okay, like what am I doing with that? Or they require them to be activated through survivor input, which is still pretty pointless because you have to rely on them doing things, and that doesn't benefit you usually. So it's just not great. Now, I have so many complaints with Chaos Shuffle because of the fact that it's just so anti-killer in that way. And then they've decided to now make it so killer add-ons are randomized, but they're only coming from a specific pool of add-ons. So now, and I think somebody made an image showing which add-ons are being selected. I think it was last Chaos Shuffle, somebody had made an image that showed which add-ons were available for every killer, and I was playing Billy around that time. I thought it would be fun because I was learning Billy. I really was like hanging out and trying to get good with him at a point, because the curves were really satisfying, and that was the one thing that was kind of keeping me on the game. But every time I would load up Chaos Shuffle, I would get counterweight. And for those of you who don't know what counterweight does, it basically makes it so you cannot turn when you are using your saw. As simple as that. I mean, you like, I don't feel like you need to have a visual example of it on the screen. I think you would know if you played this game for more than like 1 hour. You probably know what counterweight is, or if the game's open, you could just click on Hillbilly, look at the add-on counterweight. It's a brown add-on, and it reduces your turn rate by 70%. So you basically cannot turn. And then I would end up on Larry's. I would end up on the game. I would end up on, Erie or whatever. And I'm like, I can't even use my power. Like, and that would happen pretty much every single match. So I already knew the second I loaded in, well, GG's, I lost. Can't do anything about that. And for some reason, people are okay with just not being able to play. Because then it's either that, right? Just not being able to use my saw and just hammering everyone all day, which is kind of a waste of time and unfun, because I click on Billy to play Billy. I don't click on Billy to play Trapper like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that this doesn't make any sense. But for some reason, people are okay with just not being able to play, which is very strange. But anyway, so this person says, I think people are all just pissed off at everyone right now, as the toxicity in this event has been unreal on both sides in my experience. But to be fair, the toxicity is always crazy on this game. The OP response is fair enough. I'm just probably more on the receiving end. Not saying I'm never toxic. As stated, I did hard tunnel a few matches. But no, that's a misconception. Tunneling is not toxic, sir, or ma'am. OP. Tunneling is not toxic, so you weren't being toxic at all. CHOAS Shuffle was not it this time for me. Hope Lights Out and 2v8 will be more fun. They say, I think toxicity in DVD has reached an all-time high that's driving many people away. I don't know why to say sadly. This is the perfect time, actually. I'm glad. Like, get people to stop playing this piece of garbage. Play some actual good games. Why are they still playing garbage? Play a good game. What's wrong with that? Play something else. Like, Lord. Like, they're just obsessed with this slop. I'm like, just play something else. But anyway, so this person says, bunch of lobbies of four flashlight friends the whole event. I just returned the favor by slugging and telling them back. They think just because there is almost no risk of Lightborn, it's time to let their inner asshole shine. To be fair, the only way you win in any situation like this is to not play. Because the people that are loading into lobbies with a 4-man to only bring flashlights and only bully the killer, they can't bully you if you're not playing the game. They don't get to win by you playing the game. In that sense, but like you playing something else and actually having a good time, they're not going to be blinding you. They're not going to be doing anything to you and talking shit in the end game chat and trying to basically like look for you and stuff like that outside of the game and whatnot and so forth. So that's the thing. It's like you win by not playing. I know, shouts his ass for saying that all the time, because it's true. Bro's the biggest winner because he doesn't freaking play. Like, you win by not playing because your mood is better, your mental is better, your physical is better, your cortisol levels are definitely lower. Like, because I can say with confidence, when I played this game way more, like I was getting stressed out because I'm trying to win, playing one of the weakest killers in the game, and I cannot even like try to just lean back in any situation, because the second I do that, I'm losing the game. I'm getting berated in endgame chat. I'm getting like harassed on with like through the Steam or whatever it may be, or even on PlayStation. And it's like, but if I win, they got nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? They could bitch, but at the end of the day, I won, right? So regardless, so they say, honestly, I did this the other day. I was playing Ghoul, saw Sable TTV in the lobby, got hopeful I'd make a friend. Okay. I'm a friendly killer. I go for 2 hooks on each, but the Jonah and Meg in the lobby right away started to teabag, try to chain blind me over a pallet. So I went off and practiced my jumps while they did gens. They say you want to be a toxic POS. Cool, I'm not playing. I'll just amuse myself until you're done with the gens. Hilariously, the Meg and Jonah actually waited in the exit gates until nearly the end, I assume, to try and bag. Like, I'm at the point with the killer where if you're toxic, cool, you win, do your gen so I can go next. But that's sort of my problem, right? Because people that want to go in with good faith, go in with the mindset that, you know, let me just take it easy, let me try to be friendly with people, let me try to like be nice, and then they just get shat on. Like, they get people being like, you know, actively trying to make them feel bad, actively trying to make them have a bad experience on purpose. Like, this is not something that just is just made up. Like, this is something that's happening to these people. And my only response really is, why are you playing this? You're doing a disservice to yourself by doing this, because you're not even able to really just enjoy the game and be friendly with others, because you're going to be facing stupidity like this. And then the next thing I have to add on to that is, like, this is not even remotely in the design of the goddamn game. You're supposed to freaking kill. The whole point of the freaking game, the horror game, killers are supposed to freaking kill. But the problem is they don't. The problem is that they cannot. And I also have stated as well previously, friendly killers at our breed entitlement. It does. I mean, people could disagree and say, no, it doesn't. You can say that as much as you'd like. But at the end of the day, enough friendly killers stack up, people are going to start expecting it. And then when you don't do that, all of a sudden you're the villain, you're getting harassed, you're getting doxxed, you're getting whatever. It happens. You can say that it's not everybody, and I'm not saying it is, but I am saying that it does happen. It does. Because we see other people who play the game normally that get that kind of response. Oh, why are you not letting me do the gens? Why are you not letting me do this? And it's like, because they're playing the goddamn game. Like, people want to enjoy just a normal game experience. They're not trying to sit there and appease you. So let's go ahead and continue. So they say, whoa, Gen Rush and Chaos Shuffle? I'm sorry, but that just means you aren't pressuring as you should and overcommitting to those loopers. I'm not sure what the fuck bro was talking about. I was hoping it was a joke. I was hoping it was a joke, but then looking at the response, like, they unironically believe that. So let's go ahead and read OP. They said, I mean, I know Gen Rush has a very different meaning to some people. For me, Gen Rush is 2 to 3 gens done by the first 2 minutes and not pressuring as I should is kind of stupid, because I apply pressure. I just can't go for 2 people at once. So if I go for one, the other goes back on a gen. If I go for the other one does the gen, and I mostly play stealth killer, and most of the survivors play together, so it's nearly impossible to apply pressure while the survivors can constantly know my location. And then this person's like, oh, well, for me, it has to do with perks and that speed progress. I'm like, so I think it's not the comment that's stupid. I think it's the person that's stupid. You know, I hate to say it, but it's kind of true. Like, to go, oh, but to me, the perks mean like, we all know what gen rushing means. You creating your own definition for it doesn't mean everyone has that fucking definition. Like, dude, like, have some self-awareness. Like, nobody has the same brain as you. Like, nobody knows what you're thinking. You could just preface by, like, you could have added that on, like, my definition of this is this, so I may disagree, however I understand where you're coming from. No, they just go, oh, you're wrong, you need to pressure. Like, what do you know about pressure? You don't play killer. You're not going against competent players if you pretend that you do. Because what do you know? You don't know what you're talking about. Like, come on, bro. So anyway, they say, of course, gens will and should pop if they get the opportunity to sit on them, and it's not always as scary as it seems for that first gen to pop. Survivor as at its strongest in the early game. That doesn't help anybody. Like, you just like basically like just shrugging off his criticisms of the game is why this game never improves. Because instead of understanding where bro is coming from, especially we can understand that bro is probably an average player, casual player, because we know bro's not a veteran or anything like that. We have to understand that, like, the majority of the killer players are probably sitting in the average or even casual. So by shrugging off their criticism and shrugging off their experience by going, oh, just pressure, that doesn't mean anything. Like, you're not saying anything helpful. You're just bitching and LARPing, and it's like you're not providing any value for the person asking the question. They want to learn about the goddamn game better, and try to vent, at least like vent to an extent, but also look for some advice to try to understand how to play this game better. They go, no, it's not stupid. To pressure effectively, some chases have to be dropped to keep that pressure on the group as a whole. The stealth killer bit makes sense though, as they'll struggle more with the current pace of the game. I'm about to play Ghostface MMO today. I'll see how it goes. I'm like, nobody fucking cares. Like, you're literally like trying to tell you, bro's entire opinion doesn't matter. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, it's so stupid. Like, brother, this is the problem with this community. Is like, we never see any credit given to killer players. We never see anything like any good advice given to killer players. Like, especially within these spaces, it's just a bunch of yap and LARP, and it's like, it's annoying because it's like some of these people genuinely want to enjoy the game and genuinely want to try to get better, and they get nothing because they're getting stonewalled by stupidity, and it's dumb and annoying. So here comes like I mean, bro, we gotta set up some bingo for this shit because holy moly, we got another one. We got a live one. They say, I main survivor, so which already tells you everything you need to know. They say, I see a lot of killers, and from my point of view, they resort to slugging and tunneling because they got a crappy loadout. It's pretty sad to see how many subpar killers there are when they can't run their meta perk loadouts. So notice that instead of understanding, hey, maybe they got a bad loadout that doesn't work with their killer, on top of the fact that their add-ons don't do anything for them, they always use a resort to language, and then they want to claim like, oh, the killers themselves are subpar, when this person can't even hold the chase for more than 20 seconds. But you know, that's besides the point. So let's go ahead and continue. So, and then we also get another, oh man, oh, I gotta add this in too. I don't know, I've been having a lot of fun. Like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, like, yo, this is what I've been talking about. You either get the, oh, I main killer, and then they say the most survivor slop nonsensical response, or you get the, oh, I don't know, I've been having fun. Like, who the fuck cares if you've been having fun? Nobody asked that. Like, holy smokes, like, bro is trying to give his thoughts and opinions about his experience or their experience, whatever the case may be. They want to share their experience and offer like, yo, I'm not liking this mode, I'm getting all this nonsense happening, I don't know what to do really. And instead of getting any advice or just going, hey, you know, chaos shuffle ain't really balanced for killers, just, hey, don't play it, you know, try to understand the perspective. We get the, oh, I don't know, I'm having fun, and the, oh, I play survivor so you don't matter, and the fucking, oh, I've been having fun. What the fuck? Like, it's like, dude, it's like, broski, what are we on, bro? It's kind of insane. Like, what are we talking about? It's like, this is the DBD community in a nutshell, dude. But I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Check out my main channel where I do video essays and talk about different games that I love, or at least really enjoyed. And check out the Rivals channel, because I also really love Marvel Rivals. I make a lot of content on that. So check those out. And I will see you guys in the next one. Consider becoming a member on YouTube or Patreon to help support me so I can actually keep going, you know, making this, you know, content with actual passion. And we can move past the DVD slop. That'd be pretty great. See you guys over there.